gotta take that out,
Negus.
Negus. What is the language of origin?
Ethiopian to Amharic.
What is the definition?
A king. It's used as a title of the sovereign of Ethiopia. Negus.
Negus, Negus.
I'm saying, so holla at me. Like I said, don't get it twisted because I don't got the interview voice. I'll run laps around you.
And clearly ain't got no filter. And and the bishop, he working on it, but God ain't finished with me yet either. So welcome to the church.
Welcome to the church. Not everyone needs to believe in your dreams, but you do.
We want to encourage you, if you got a dream or an idea, bet on yourself. This is almost like free consulting. Hit that Cash App because we giving y'all a free game away.
Oh, you gonna learn to laugh today. You getting that medicine with that candy right now.
That's our show, y'all.
Yeah.
It's about love.
Yo, why you cut it off short? Yo.
I ain't cut it off, bro. We figuring it out, y'all. I'm trying to look. I ain't even on that window. I'm trying to get our tabs together, bro.
Gotcha.
What's good?
What's good? What's good, everybody? Welcome to P.I.M.P.I.N.G. We are rusty and having fun as usual. Welcome to P.I.M.P.I.N.G, the show. We're at episode 83-ish. We gotta get the episodes right because we said we're gonna do 100. And this episode is called "Don't Quit." You're almost there. I had to call the good brother. Don't quit. We almost at 100. Let's get to the finish line. But what's going on, man? Welcome everybody to the show. Please, hit them likes and all that. We had 3 people. We just lost, but it's gonna come back. What's going on, man? How you doing, man? Oh, what is the show about, man? We rusty. I'm rusty like that.
Pimping Negus, positively influencing my people and negotiating growth. Negus, you gonna give your disclaimer, but it's Negus for the Ethiopian word for king. And give them the disclaimer, brother.
Oh, as always, please, when you see us in the streets, please don't hit us with the N-I-G-G-A. Don't even hit us. Well, don't hit us with the N-I-G-G-E-R for sure. Don't even hit us with the N-I-G-G-A. You can hit us with whatever you want to do, but there's consequences and repercussions to everything you do. I ain't saying I ain't gonna put the hands on you. I ain't gonna say the good bishop gonna put hands on you, but they'll be able to deal with whatever consequences that come with it. But what's going on, brother? How you doing? It's been a minute, man. We've been about a month away or more, huh?
Yeah, y'all could tell by my hair. Yeah, it's been a minute, man. We got a lot to catch up on. This is good. Y'all just invited to me and the good deacon's private space where we get a chance to catch up. I think we spoke like 2 weeks ago. I had just got back, and bro, you got to change because for some reason you done took my privileges away. That Jesse done changed the password, so I can't switch between presenting and all of that stuff. But we'll figure it out. Y'all just bear with us. But the last time we talked, I had just got back from St. Lucia, read a great book. Let me grab it. What would the Rockefellers do? Talking about.
Hold up, before you go there, why you was in St. Lucia, man?
Oh, it was our 15-year anniversary, y'all.
Yo, clap it up. We need the sound effects.
15. It was my birthday, and
how old did you turn, brother?
Life is good. 43, man. I ain't afraid to say it, brother. 43 years old. And my students keep me young, and I still feel as fresh as I did when I was 20-something. You see the Spider-Mans back there. Finally got them.
You got the Spider-Mans. Oh, I see him. Yeah.
What's up with you, though, brother?
Everything's good, man. It's been a lot going on, man. So
tell us about Beyonce, husband of the year.
Oh, so last week we with the Beyonce was last week. Beyonce, man, all I'm gonna say this, it's not for me and you. So I took it for the team. I didn't know why I was taking it for the team.
Speak for yourself. I've been to a Beyonce concert.
No, have you been to this one?
No, but
Yeah,
Beyonce bring them out in Atlanta.
Let me finish. Let me finish because I went to Lemonade. Lemonade was dope. This one is my wife said it's ballroom.
Okay.
So
that says a lot. That says a lot.
Don't get fired. Don't get fired.
I ain't gonna say. I ain't gonna. When you said it wasn't for me, I took one for the team. I'm like, I take that one for the team. I've been to a Beyonce concert here in Atlanta, and Beyonce bring them out. But ballroom, huh? That's interesting.
That was ballroom. So I didn't know because I didn't really listen to the album, the new album like that. So I didn't know that it was ballroom focused, club focused. So it's a different type of energy than Lemonade was. You know what I mean? So,
well, my wife went to the Usher concert, and she came back raving. She was texting me while it was going on. Like he brought Atlanta to Vegas. He got women with BBLs on poles. I was like, no, he ain't. Send me a video. She ain't sent me no video. She was like, they was on skates and everything. She said that show is better than Beyonce, Bruno Mars, and any other show she's ever seen. Like, that is the best show ever. So I guess that's a plug for Usher because she ain't one to be exaggerating. And she definitely ain't finna put nobody over the Black Queen, Beyonce. But she was like, yeah,
she's in
ballroom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's ballroom. So I didn't know what that meant until yesterday, actually. Because I was trying to describe to somebody that was like what it's about, and I was trying to be politically correct. And she said it's ballroom. That's the term that they use for it. It's very ballroom.
Okay.
Yeah, so you already know what that means. So all right, so let's get into the topics, man. Before we get into topics, man, what's up? What's the update with the movie? Because we ain't even talk about that in a minute.
Man, I just got back from the Charlotte Film Festival. Charlotte was cool, man. It's a little bit more laid back than Atlanta, but it's us. And had a good time, man. I got a lot to do. I got to go back to the drawing board. I took advice and made a short. And, you know, with Tubi, people is making like real movies, whether they bootleg or not, they doing the whole movies and telling the story. I had to try to condense a little bit into a little bit of time. And now I'm thinking I got all of this home footage. Like, what was that? Genius by Kanye West.
Yeah.
I'll go back to the drawing board and add some more, but it's always good to be around creative people. Now though, so that'll be in maybe like a year and a half or two. Now, my next mission. I told you I was reading this book, What Would the Rockefellers Do? It talks about how the wealthy basically hide their money from taxes and life insurance. So I'm thinking I'm gonna start working on the third book called How to Get Your House in Order. So, bruh, I got the trust coming. It should be here in like a week. I actually paid somebody to do it and the will and all of that stuff.
Oh,
and,
yo.
You know, as we get to our age, we got to do that stuff. So, I got some blueprints that I'm gonna lay out, man. One of the things it talks about in that book is you don't leave your kids money, you leave them values. So people understood what you stood for. And so I got my values out and all of that good stuff. A lot of the stuff that we talk about here and how my kids can get a distribution, but they're not getting access to the money.
Yeah, we talked about it here multiple times. Obviously, we on episode 83-ish. Yeah, it's one of those things where
I told the listeners that number keep going back and back.
Nah, go look.
We on like 95.
You just come on, man. So
I love you though. We good.
Yeah, we good. So what I was saying, what I was going, have you ever read the Millionaire Next Door? You ever read that book before?
I haven't.
All right, so we're gonna put that on the reading list. So it's probably similar. So I have that. I purchased the What Would the Rockefellers Do? Once you sent it to me, but I've been listening to I done got through 5 books. So next show I just have all the stuff that I've been listening to and reading because I just been adding stuff. I'm really into TD Jakes right now.
Oh yeah, I saw that. God, won't he do it?
Yeah, won't he do it?
Won't he? Y'all don't know the good deacon used to be clowning religious people, and I can't blame you. I can't because sometimes we be the fakest people ever.
Yeah.
So I can't blame you, but I'm glad when you see I watched the video, I'm like, okay,
I got his book, so I'm listening to his book right now. So what's funny is, and you do this too on your show, we got to start plugging that. I don't know how often you're doing that, because you were saying like how the stories of the Bible is the best stories ever. They could be his own Game of Thrones. So I listened to the 2 Jordan Peterson books, the 12 Life Rules for Life, and he references a lot of religion. So I knocked those 2 out. Then I didn't know TD Jakes was he had a book came out. He did an interview with Charlamagne. I went and got the book. So listen to that. So it's just been a journey. It's always a journey, man. Always growing and getting better. So in Jordan Peterson books, he's very deep into like religion, like not necessarily as a practice, but like the stories that are involved in religion, like and the meaning and the morals, and he always referenced them. So I'm now listening to TD Jakes. I listened to a couple TD Jakes, but this is the first one I listened to in a while. But now it's good. Oh, so where I was going with it in The Millionaire Next Door, they talk about how like wealth only lasts for most people a generation because we don't pass down those values. So that's interesting that you said, and I'm sure it's, you're a lawyer, so you use your words very wisely, that you're gonna pass down the values versus the necessarily not necessarily the money. But I mean, you're gonna do both, but the values is what's important, because he said most families go broke by, it don't even last the next generation after the person that self-made it, because they don't pass down those values to their kids on how to make and keep money.
That's what that book talks about. The Vanderbilt family of Vanderbilt University was really rich, and I think by his 4th generation, his heir, which was like 48 years later after the patriarch died, they was broke, and he kind of died like a crackhead. And the Rockefellers looked at that and was like, what he said on his deathbed was keep the money together. And how do you do that? So, man, I got a book list, and to get 25, you could request 5,000 to purchase the books. You return book reports with new word definitions for each chapter in a notebook, and Trust owns it. You can, if you do that for 20 books, you get $25,000. And I know they'll have some knowledge. It's all good books, like The Richest Man in Babylon. I got them broken down into categories. All of the stuff that we've talked about. Thinking Fast, Thinking Slow. That's on. Yeah. So they'll know some stuff. Because it talks about a fool and their money will soon part ways. You can work hard for it, but the next generation, and it got a prenup in there. You don't get no money unless you got a prenup, and then you're not finna marry a joker and then they take the money. So, yeah, man, I'll detail all of that as we going, but I'm learning about 401ks, IRAs, how you move from tax deferred accounts to tax-free accounts, and how the rich and wealthy appreciated Trump because he cut taxes.
Yeah, he cut taxes, bro. Yeah.
But in 2026, all y'all with 401ks, you might want to move that around, because that money ain't tax-free. You might be planning on your retirement, but it talks about the biggest threat to your money and your retirement is taxes.
Taxes,
and your tax rate is definitely gonna go up. So now's the time to start moving to get to tax-free accounts, and like whole life insurance is that. So I'm gonna detail all of that. And as a matter of fact, I'll send you help me edit it, send you some stuff. If you understand it, then I think most people will, just learning about the stuff that the wealthy do. But that's what's up, man. But it's been a lot going on since we last spoke, and what you say, you're gonna get you gotta add it to the feed, because again, you took me out. But pull up the first share it, present.
Oh, you can't do this for real, huh?
Yeah, no, I can't. Yep.
So she should be the Jesse of the week. I know you had somebody else.
We got a lot of Jessies of the week. The world is what you say. Used to say humans ain't gonna make it.
Nah, we ain't gonna make it. I'm still convinced that on that we ain't making it, bro. I mean, that's in the Bible. You religious, we ain't making it. So anyway,
What's
somehow,
your thoughts on Carly?
So I haven't, to be completely 100% transparent, I wasn't completely following the story like that, but I saw the receipts, like a part of the when the sheriff or whoever, part of the interview they did, like exposing all the receipts, like they was ready, for Black Twitter, like, yo, y'all not gonna come out here and drag us saying we making this stuff up. And yo, she was. I think what we got to do, I don't know if she did an interview or whatever, like what was going on in her life to make her want to do that. You know what I mean? Because that's not like normal behavior. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm interested in knowing that before I completely throw her under the bus. But what you got for her though?
Well,
there you go. I see your screen.
Your girl, she posted the receipts. It sounds like she got a hold of some ooh-wee after an emotional breakup or a conversation. Because one thing early on that they pointed out was she stopped to get some snacks. She stopped to get some snacks, and they she was knocking on all the doors of her neighbors. They got Ring cameras, and I got a Ring, so I know you can't fake that. And she just had, it sounded like she had some issues. She had an argument with her boyfriend. They broke up, and then all of this happened. And then, they posted the receipts of what she was searching for. Like, she really didn't seem like she was in her right mind. Searching for how to rob a register without getting caught, and how much does an Amber Alert. But you know what? When this story first broke, and I seen a bunch of, I think she's an AKA, and I saw it on Instagram, a bunch of AKAs sharing it. I was like, wow. And it was like maybe 2 days from the time I seen the first share and kind of read the caption to she was on CNN. And I'm like, dang, that's a big deal. They searching for a Black woman. And unfortunately, man, I think this. So share the screen, put us on the side, just in case you didn't know. She been fired from her job. She had white people advocating for her. And then this is a great article. Like, she did give hope that missing Black women finally mattered.
Yeah, I saw that. Yeah.
And then
because the argument now is that I saw people posting like, don't let this be the person that, pushes back, quote unquote, from having Black women matter, having Black women being searched about and talked about after they go missing. So I had read this article a while ago. I should have had it for this, but it's also interesting. Like, so that's macro, right? They're not being on news, but micro is like a lot of these people don't want to be found, bro. Like a lot of these times. So it's like some figure or they're running from a battered spouse situation. So you see like somebody posted to be whatever, like their spouse. Look, I'm looking for my wife. Like a lot of these people don't want to be found. So I don't know, like the balance of trying to figure out who want to be found and who's actually quote unquote missing for real. But it's just something to think about. You know what I mean? In that article was saying like a lot of times when you see like somebody, especially on social media, like, have you seen such and such? A lot of these times people just be, especially if they're adults, they just don't want to get away from whoever that's posting it. I can say a lot, but enough that people noticing it as a research paper out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah. This is, for me, this is just unfortunate. And, the internet, we go in when people have a downfall, and it's just crazy how much attention.
Scroll up a little bit on yours. Yeah, it is crazy because like the thing is like, why don't so we had a couple of classmates that were going through stuff publicly, and I never went in on anybody on in the public. You know what I'm saying? Like so don't put your face, because that. So one of our peoples that we know, he would tell you because when I saw him last, he was like, "Yo, I saw everybody was going in on me. They was trying to blame it on you." And I said, "Yo," he was like, "Yo," he said, "I got the screenshots of everybody though, so I know it wasn't you." And I was like, "Yeah," I was like, "Yo, that I don't mean because I know I had somebody that was mentally ill in my family, so I know how that could be. You know what I mean? Like, so I don't do it, man."
It's crazy, but you know that's biblical too. Some people just got something in them. We had a sermon today coming out of 1 Peter chapter 1 verse 22 and in the 23, and it talks about putting aside malice, jealousy, and envy. And he broke down malice and how in most contexts it means evil, but in that context it just meant not wishing the best for somebody. You know, and some people it pains them to see you winning, and he talked about that. And I just think that's the world sometimes.
So yesterday, while we didn't go on, part of why we didn't go on because we couldn't get the schedule right. But we went to beach day. Then at night we had date night. We saw Hassan Minaj. That's not how you pronounce his name. The Indian dude that had the political show. He's a comedian, stand-up comedian.
I don't know who he is, but tell us.
Nah, he's huge. He just did a interview with Obama not too long ago. They got like 4 points. He's big. He has his own show. But anyway, he talked about, ironically or not, how the universe works. He talked about, that's part of one of his bits. He talks about how people are happy that they celebrate your demise. And he said we don't have a word for it in America, but there's a word for it in German. And he said the word. It is part of his joke or whatever. And so I don't remember the word, what the term it is. But he basically said what you're saying, like, yo, like a lot of people were looking at you and praying for your demise, and they're gonna celebrate in it.
Yeah, that's a miserable existence. But I mean, in this case, it ended up being warranted, and I think this last article tells why people feel that way. I kind of wish it's up. You know, you don't want to wish that she was missing, but I wish that her story was true. And just like white people who be lying, she was like, yeah, it was a white man with orange hair, and they fed her crackers, and it was just like, oh, sis, come on, man. As many sisters go missing, and we advocating this, the one that they happen to pick up. And they probably gonna charge her, man, which is unfortunate. So I guess she could be one Jessie of the week, but we got others, and we got to move on. The Gathering Spot. Have you ever heard of the Gathering Spot?
Not to today when I was looking at the show notes.
Oh man, bro, the Gathering.
You remember? It seemed like some exclusive rich ninja stuff.
It ain't really exclusive because you know I hate to say it, but it feel like everybody in Atlanta got money or is connected some way. I've been there quite a few times because they host a lot of events, and I know a couple of their founding members. So when I want to go, I can go using their membership. But it's this dope co-work space where you got all of these entrepreneurs. They got a bar, a restaurant. They got an area where presenters could come, like you could get 100 people in there with a stage and all of that. So I've been there for a couple of events. The dope thing, though, was it was founded by two brothers. And one of them here was just as crazy as mine. This dude right here, when you see him, you would never think that he was like a founder and an owner of this place, because they was making bread to the point where they was acquired. And the backstory is, once they was acquired by this bank group that was supposed to be black owned, although I think the board was mostly white, Greenwood, then they fired TK. And so that's causing a big uproar now, because part of the appeal was this for us, by us. It was FUBU, black owned. And you go up in there, it was a different vibe. I think they expanded to DC and LA. Yeah. So I mean, the Gathering Spot was dope. You pay your membership, you could go there and work in this creative environment. They had office spaces, and it was all us. Now people canceling their membership, and I just happen to know an attorney that is like representing, and they suing. They suing about this, so it'll be interesting.
Who's suing? Who is they?
Something to watch. Members
are suing. Okay.
Yeah.
What,
So
what are you interested in? What would the basis of suing be though?
Fraud. It's deep. She listed out, but apparently instead of paying their creditors, they bought this spot, and then once they acquired this place, they put themselves in positions where they could pay themselves. And then like Greenwood or whatever, they declare bankruptcy or whatever, but now they in these positions. Like that guy, I think is getting a $5 million payout. And she runs through the details. It's in the post, but it's like, wow.
Yeah, so
that was a smooth move.
Yeah, when you shared it, I was thinking like, because that happens pretty often where something will get acquired and they push out the founding members, because the founding members, like, just because there's a book out there, and I can't think of it off the top of my head, but just because you're a founder don't necessarily you're the best person for the job, like, and you're not necessarily the best person for growth. So Steve Jobs was fired. He was fired. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? He got back. So that part wasn't alarming to me. Especially now that I figured that they were acquired by somebody, and now they're not for us buyers. They corporate, and they got their interests. So I kind of figured that's what it was, and maybe he just wasn't a person, you know, as a founder, whatever position he had, he wasn't that person that they felt was the person for growth. But it'd be interesting because obviously he had something in his contract that if they pushed him out, he get, you know, that $5 million payout or whatever it was. So it'd be interesting to see how all this shakes out, man, because I'm interested to whenever you go corporate, right? And whenever you get buyout, your whoever brought you out have their own goals and vision of your company. You know what I'm saying? So it's like a lot of times I think we talked about this. Like I think one of the issues that we don't talk about in our community is how long do you hold on to a business, right? Because it's just at the end of the day, we live in a capitalist society, so businesses are bought and sold all the time. So how long do you hold on to something that have like the ownership, right? And also, I think I said this before on here, and if I don't, I say it now, and I say it often. It's like you rather have 10% of something or 100% of nothing, right? So like sometimes we have something and we own 100%, to say like $1 million company, right? And we don't want to take the partnership on because you think that it's going to dilute the brand, but whatever the partnership you're going to get is going to take you to 100 million. So you rather have the 10%, you know what I mean, the 100 million or 100% of the 10 million. So it's just going to be interesting. So I'm going to be, you know, maybe I'm going to be posting about this and talking about it too. I'm going to be reading up like more, especially since there's a lawsuit on fraud. I'm interested in that. Like, yo, you defrauding your members? Like, who defrauded the members?
The fraud is on the acquiring company. You'll see it. You got the link. I'm
gonna read it, and I'm probably gonna post about it too, because I've been on my writing vibe too. So I'm probably gonna post about it. But
yes, you have.
So I'm probably gonna post about it. So what I've been doing, the cheat code, I told you I had like, I'm close to 5,000 notes now. I haven't even gotten to a 10th of them, like just reviewing, because I told you 10 years ago, I tried inspired by you. I was like, yo, when you put your second book, I was like, yeah, I've been writing this book, quote unquote, since 2010. My Negus, he done put out 2 books, and I'm still sitting on all these notes from this book. That's like, yeah. So I was like, yo, instead of holding it, I'm just posting, like editing and posting on LinkedIn and all my social media for the most part, and seeing where it go, and then like combining out to it. I'm gonna make it to a bigger thing. So we'll see.
I'm posting in the private chat since I ain't got no access, but count 1 is fraudulent transfer of $5 million paid to the principals, Ryan Glover and Paul Judge, who is defendants in the case of Greenwood Financial. The second one is breach of fiduciary duty to creditors. And the third one is avoidance of fraudulent transfer and equitable relief. And then conspiracy. Like, dang.
Yeah.
So there's something we're gonna be watching. So just wanted to let y'all know a heads up on that. Add this. Let me post this up. Y'all want to know how me and this brother came together?
Oh, go ahead,
We
hold on.
met at Howard Law. Add this to the feed. This was kind of
Hold on.
what
All
it
right, go ahead.
was.
Play it real quick. Oh, I can't hear it. Let me see. Is it on my end?
You can't hear it?
Nah.
So these boys, apparently Mace and Cameron, they grew up and was childhood friends, but anything, they got a podcast together. Anything one of them Jesse say that's pause worthy, they just kind of look at it. They know it's coming. They know each other. He said something about, man, it was long and deep. Mace looked at him like,
hold up.
It reminded me of me and you, man. It made me laugh so hard, man. I just pause. But it was like, that's my brother. You couldn't say nothing wrong to DeTravius. I mean, the good deacon.
The good deacon.
That deacon, he on you, boy. Like pause.
Hold on.
But he be watching every word, like just waiting for a chance to sniggle in the middle of law school class. And it was me, you. It'd be a couple of folks who just we had to watch it for. Remember Febreze and Woodley. You had to watch your words very carefully, or it was just gonna turn into a comedy session. And I really enjoyed that, man. I saw that and thought about.
Yeah, and they show was I haven't seen the whole episode yet because I just been focused on what I've been focused on, my stuff that I'm doing. I've been catching the clips though. The clips is pretty funny, man. The clips are supposed to be funny though. So I think I saw one whole episode. I saw the episode with Stephen A. Smith. And
they had Stephen A. on?
Yeah, it was a good episode. And because I'm not really a Stephen A. fan. But he is I like him out. He seems to be, his personality seems to be a lot better than what I assumed it was. I mean, he's big. He's the biggest joke on ESPN for a reason. I just wasn't a fan of him. Like, I don't like the yell. I don't like the Big Show. The only person I ever liked that did that was Shannon Sharp. You know what I mean? Yeah. And I never really was into sport debate shows or whatever. But when Shannon Sharp, like, he's the person that got me into them type of shows that when they be screaming back and forth. But he was on there. He was like, he showed a different side of him. Well, a side that I've never seen, but I don't follow him. So maybe he showed that side before. But it's a good interview. You should check it out. That's the only interview I've seen that he did. I mean, that they actually did.
I only see clips, and they all kind of pause-worthy clips where they just be cracking up. And I ain't ashamed to say I just get so much joy because it make me think of us back in law school, just some freaking class clowns. But speaking of pause, our next story is very, very pause-worthy. Pull it up, brother. Pull it up.
Oh, hold on.
We just gonna let it speak for himself. This Jesse Dwight Howard is being sued by an openly gay author after they accused Dwight of harassing him for refusing to sign a non-disclosure agreement about their relationship. So we had a brief.
I see you got some good what's the names though. On a side note, glad you ain't got nothing on crazy in your cookies. I see the Jordans. You've been researching Jordans, but go ahead.
Oh, we talked about the Spider-Man.
I see him on the side. You see on your ads.
Yeah, my money refreshed. Yeah. I already got them blue old school joints. Them is hard. Pause, but back to Dwight. Dwight, I just need to come on out because this dude posted text messages as well. Like, bruh, you done. Like, you done, man. You can't hide in front for nobody. Like, bruh, just be who you are. Now you look at all of the emojis. Who types like that? Like, I just want to see your eggplant pause and all. Like, dude posted mad receipts, and it's like, right, you might as well come on and admit it now. I think your generation is different anyway, but that's one of our Jessies of the week. Ding, ding, ding. You got the non-disclosure agreement up front, Jesse.
Yeah. Also, man, like you said, at this point in time, like, who cares, man? Like, yo, live your truth. If that's who you are, live your truth. Nobody cares nowadays. Matter of fact, you might get even more money since you are the league. You could be the face of some some movement or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Because they definitely BLM definitely got that bags plural at the organization, and they did what they wanted to do. You might be a bag out there for. You're not saying that you should be monetizing your sexuality if that's what you do, but people do it, and he ain't getting those same checks that he was getting. So it might be a play, bro. Dwight Howard, man, you around, holler at me. Don't holler at me like that, but holler at me.
Oh, pause. Oh, y'all hear this brother soliciting on the video? Oh,
yo, holler at me for business, man. Holler at me for business. We probably can make a play, man. You can we get you to the bag. You pause.
Yeah, you want to play and play with his bags. Sorry, y'all. The good deacon and bishop, he ain't finished with us yet. But that was one of our. It's so many Jessies of the week. We got Carly. Post this story. I'm just gonna invite y'all, since we ain't figured out this sound yet. Man,
that was crazy.
This video. Did you watch this?
Yeah, I saw that one. Man,
that's crazy, bro.
It reminded me of, you ever seen that video when the dude? Well, I'm gonna tell you this before you ever seen the video of the dude when he was robbing the liquor store? I mean, not the liquor store. He's robbing the bar, and it was a dude just sitting there drinking that wasn't moving or nothing. Like, he just continued to drink while he's robbing the bar. That's what it reminded me of. But go ahead though.
Yo, this crazy though. I haven't seen that, but dude walked in and it's a robbery. Put your hands up. And they just sitting there looking at him like, dude, you really a Jesse. I don't advocate shooting, but you might have shot somebody so they know you was for real. Like, go watch the video, folks. But this is one of the Jessies of the week too. They just looking at him.
And his face is all on camera too. So
yeah, like if you don't get your clown self out of here, it is real bad. So that's one Jesse of the week. What is the world coming to, man? Like you say, humans ain't gonna make it. A Florida family found guilty of selling bleach product as a COVID-19 cure-all. Like, bruh.
Yo, so I'm gonna tell you this. So I know this might get me fired or whatever.
Don't get fired.
But if, like, I know there's all these conspiracies and all this stuff. These, the government, they ain't ish. The COVID vaccine is bad, and like, yo, if you buying a cure from somebody backyard or whatever, I don't feel sorry for you, man. If something happened to you, man, I'm sorry.
I feel you. That ain't the Jesus in me, but population control. Some of us just need to go. I also feel that way about.
Hold up, yo. You think Jesus? Hold up.
Jesus didn't feel that way, but that's why I say that's not the Jesus in me.
Yeah.
Bruh, some people shouldn't be having babies either. I really feel that. I remember riding the DC Metro and
hold up, bro. That's how what's the name started, man.
What?
Eugenics and all that, right?
Yeah, we know that. I didn't say a specific race. I'm just saying, man, like some people, what are y'all doing, bro? Like, like you said, sometimes it feel like the world ain't gonna make it, man.
Yeah, so I'm saying, but not to leave you out there on the cliff, but I agree with you too. Some people don't need to be having babies. A lot of people don't need to be having babies, and I mean, I don't know the solution to it because that you're dealing with eugenics and all that type of stuff, but I don't think a lot. But if you dumb enough to be buying like a cure-all to a virus that was a pandemic, like it was all hands on deck. This was a global thing, people. Like that's why I get like we don't trust the government, but this is the only time in recent history, in our lifetime, that these countries is all on board with the same thing. For the most part, I don't know one country that was like, nah, this is fake. Like, you know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I don't know what, like, yo, you can't even get these jokers to agree on stuff when the UN on basic human rights policies. I don't know one country that was like, nah, this is fake. This is not going on. This is not affecting us. So this is the world is huge, yeah.
I'm just gonna sum it up. I'm glad you agree with me about folks not having babies. I'm agreeing with you that, yeah, humans ain't gonna make it. It don't look like it. With AI coming, I'm just gonna say, get right with Jesus. That's what I'm trying to do, and be prepared. Our other Jesse of the week.
Yeah, other Jesse of the week. So this is the one I was like, yo. So we should have had Paper Cheese on. It's the one we helping you with the
he will come on. Look, this one personal, y'all. This is my nephew, so he's a rapper. Yeah, I encourage y'all to go check him out. Paper Cheese for
Yo, he went viral. He got a couple viral moments out here, yo.
My nephew done went. He gone. He got 2 girlfriends. I can't call him polygamous because he ain't marrying them. Then I'm gonna give it to y'all. He really about that life. But this one ended up on World Star. I said, well, nephew, you need to capitalize on it. I'm just gonna show y'all.
Oh, this is a World Star. See, when I clicked on the link.
No, this is his actual page because this my nephew, but this made it to World Star. Somebody he didn't post it on World Star. But hey, teach your daughters. Teach your daughters well, because there might be one of my nephews out there. Paper Cheese.
Yo, bro. Like when you told me this story before we went live.
That's her second one, bro. That's not even.
Nah, hold up though, bro. Because this is I'm learning all this on the fly. When you told me she got him tattooed on her face, I thought it was just a name. I didn't know like his face is actually tattooed on her face, yo. Bruh. She ain't gonna make it.
Bro, and she ain't no mud duck. He's about that life. Put it on Just Us while I search, and I'm gonna show you. He really is.
But it's crazy. So that's one of them type of things that if you dumb enough to do something like that, I don't feel sorry about whatever consequences come.
What did we say?
Yeah.
Some people don't need. He got one. I don't see it. We ain't gonna look for it. We ain't gonna put him on blast, but that's her second tattoo of him. Or either the other girl got a tattoo. Yeah. And he got a video where he just feeding his tattoo on her face. Like putting food up to his face. My nephew.
Yo, that's a real tattoo, bro. Is she serious?
That's a real tattoo, bro. They doing their threesome thing. Like they live together. This is serious. I'm trying to get them down here for some music, and I hope to meet them.
Yeah, Milwaukee.
Yeah, Milwaukee rough, bro.
Yeah,
Milwaukee rough. But
yo, she ain't gonna make it, man. She ain't gonna make it.
I hope to minister to her. I don't share that to necessarily clown her, but teach your girls. Because
I got a funny story related. I got a funny story related to you, yo.
Yeah.
Well, I guess one of you. So I think you might have even said it on here, so I'm not revealing nothing that they don't already know. It was like, yo, Charlie Bingham will definitely bring him to church. He may not marry him, but he'll bring him to church. He'll bring him Jesus.
My mother taught me the best gift that you could give somebody is to try to introduce them to a relationship with God, because that's going to carry them through a lot. I still stand by that. They used to joke and call me Stick and Save. That's in the book.
I haven't heard that one yet, yo. Stick and Save.
That's in the book. God done brought me a mighty long way, and I think that's why I can have the impact that I have with the younger generation, because it's like, hey man, you ain't talking to somebody that wasn't about that life. If I wanted to get my face tattooed on somebody, I absolutely could have back in the day, but it's not about that. Thank God I didn't do that. And that's why I'm like, I gotta get my nephew close to me. I got one, and we was cracking up about that. But I gotta get my other nephew because he's trying to make it. You know, they're trying to find their way. One of the things that you and I talked about is manhood is often assumed, but it's seldom taught. And so we figuring it out. And you think about this generation, they got Blueface, who be beating on his girl, like, and they got thousands of fans. Like, that's cool.
Yeah, they be beating on each other. It's crazy, man. It's
that dysfunction is the toxicness. They think that's cool. Like, mine gonna know better. But yeah, man, we gotta pray for this younger generation, because I mean they role models, and that bring up the next story with all of these ads in it. Travis Scott. They basically saying he holding rituals and he trying to do a concert in Egypt at the pyramids. And they was like, the story I saw was like, nah, bruh, we know what that ritual is.
Scroll up, or click off your ad real quick so we can
They won't even let me click the ads. Just oh, I am off Cricket Wireless.
You're on Cricket Wireless? Okay.
No thanks to the listeners' donations, but I am on Verizon now. And I got a hotspot.
You got a hotspot?
Won't he do it?
Won't he do it? No thanks to y'all. No thanks to y'all. We appreciate y'all anyway, but no thanks to y'all.
Yeah. So Travis Scott done spoke, but these is they role models, man. Travis Scott, I got his what do you call it? I got his avatar, me and my son, for Fortnite.
Okay.
These is they role models. So man, this next generation, we gotta pray for them, man. Because it's bad. But y'all could go.
Hold on, scroll up. Oh, that was an Al Jazeera, so that's official too. Scroll up real quick. Yeah.
They were saying somebody protested because they said he was in his videos or his concerts, he performed these rituals. And I've been to concerts, and I don't want to be no conspiracy theorist or nothing like that, but I have seen it at like Allstate, Phillips Arena, wherever the Hawks play, where the lights be going and they got the colors on the background, and then they just flash images. If you ain't really
what concert? Concert. Who?
I'm gonna tell you, this was SZA. It was like the last one I went to. Where I kind of seen this. And what's the Summer Walker? Summer Walker was there, but it was a bunch of artists like Mary J. Blige was there. But some of these shows, some of the images that they flashing, like you got to be careful because that stuff sit in your self.
Thinking fast and thinking slow. Like that's not all of it has an effect on you somehow, some way, even if it's on your subconscious or conscious. So y'all haven't read that book, go get it so you understand what you control your inputs better. Like just the we can literally control our inputs. A lot of us is focused on cat videos and the ninja ish, you know what I mean? Like, and that's why you keep getting fed it. Like, so that's why a lot of times I have empathy, but when people get duped by these the Russians and all that type of stuff, I don't be feeling sorry. Like, yo, all you got to do is click on the story. If it look fake, it probably is fake, but you so on your emotions because you've been triggered, you've been Googling all this stuff. Like, why are whatever? Why is a black man always being killed? And you start saying this stuff, and then they come to find out you've been duped years later, and you voted for Trump. Then you mad, like, yo, bro, because you've been you confirmation bias.
Yeah,
trying to prove yourself wrong. And why are you not even checking these sources? Like a lot of that stuff, you even go to like people literally are not clicking on the link; they just see the headline. That's how they get people, because you click on the link, you will see like the website, like, yo, this website is not official, bro. Like, you know what I mean?
Clickbait.
Yeah.
In addition to thinking fast and thinking slow, the invisible gorilla. I think we talked about that on here as well. And yeah, man, you got to be careful. Let me read this excerpt.
All right, hold on. Put it up real quick. Go ahead.
After examining social media content and the artist's positions, the syndicate found images and documented information on the strange rituals he practices, which go against our traditions, the statement said, without specifying which rituals it was referring to. And then supporters of the movement argued that the role of Black Africans in world history has been played down due to racist academic traditions inherited from Europe. And I can't say that I disagree with that stuff, man. Like, you gonna show the pyramids, we don't want you defaming our great tradition, cultural heritage. Like, man, you come over here, you better be respectable. So I salute them, but we brought it up because these is the next generation's role models. Like, what's the boy locked up? What's the boy locked up down here in Fulton County? For Rico, Young Thug. I think it's Young Thug. Yeah. Like, I mean, even listen at the name. We used to joke all the time back in the day, calling people Young Dirt, little this, little that, and look at what we got now, man.
I'm not going to completely throw this generation under the bus because it actually started the generation before us because we was youngins. So like the Wu-Tang, even when you go back and see it, you listen to Wu-Tang, they was like, yo, Wu-Tang is for the kids. When you go back and listen to that stuff, Wu-Tang Clan was not for the kids, bro. And he went on stage and said that Wu-Tang is for the kids. Like Wu-Tang is not for the kids. Yeah. And then like that whole era when it's the generation immediately before us. So I don't know if it's generation, but the class of 5-10 years.
Ice-T and NWA. Because I'm 80s, baby. NWA was ours. I claim them.
Yeah. So I'm saying, no, what I'm saying is that they was making music. We was young, so they were technically making music for us.
True.
But they are that generation, that age group, they were the problems. You know what I'm saying? And like
Too Short.
Yeah, Too Short. NWA. You go back and NWA was talking about raping women, having sex with teenage girls. Even LL got a song talking about going to high school. Brenda got a big old butt. He's like, went to the high school to see you on my job, whatever. I felt like a kid in the candy store. He was like, she only 17, but yo don't sleep. Yo, the Joker that's on record, bro. It was a single. He had a video. They showed a video. They had images of him driving to the high school,
That's
in
crazy.
a Jeep.
Yeah.
The big old butt video. Go back to see that. Yo, it's crazy. Like, yo, this just what the Joker was really rapping about. NWA talk about they had a girl 14 years old on her. She swallowed it. Is that the name of the song? Yo, he said
that is the song.
Yo, she was. Yo, he said she was 14. So I blame it on them, and it just got progressively worse out of the year. So I think, NWA when they first did it, it was shocking, right? And then this became a thing where it was making money, and it just got progressively worse. So I can't even blame these young
Live Crew.
Yeah, 2 Live Crew.
At first, it was shocking.
Yeah, like at first it's like, yo, they said what?
Yeah,
and then it just became they made money off the shock value. Then the corporate interest got into it. They was making money off the shock value. Then it just became just think about like this is not to preach to the choir, but we're gonna preach to the choir. Even with pimpy niggas, right? Like we chose that's specific. All this is strategic. It's provocative, but it's Negus, right? We did that for a reason, the king. So like, we chose to use to flip it like that. Just check like in the mid-90s, these jokers was the names that they chose to take on themselves as mafia figures and killers.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's deep psychology. Thinking fast, thinking slow, think again. All that type of stuff. Like that's deep. Like, yo, out of all the names you could choose to name yourself, you're gonna name yourself Noriega. And I like Nori. You're gonna name yourself. Yeah, like I love Nori, but you're gonna name your name Nas Escobar. I love Nas, but you're going out of all the names in the world, that's what you want to do.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. But that's why I say I can't blame this generation. I just think they're a reflection of the generation, the jokers that were like 5, 10, 15 years older than us. I think they to blame, bro.
I'm gonna say this for the record. Write it down.
You write it down.
Take a picture, hit record. I know we're going to be completely gone with this free-spirited generation when you get a rapper who come out and name himself Lil Homo. I say that with a straight face.
Yo,
we going to really be gone then. The world ain't going to make it. Lil Homo. If we come out with a rapper that's just proud like that and it's so acceptable.
Now they got a couple of them out that they ain't blow up yet.
I know we got Lil Nas X and all. I mean, when they come, because as you saying, the titles and what they choose to name themselves after kind of show where the culture headed. When we get there, I'm packing it in, bro.
Where you going? Where you moving to?
It's time for me to go to heaven. I'm just a pilgrim here. I gotta get out of here. Moving on to our next topic.
Yeah, because we got 5
minutes. The NBA, bro.
Yeah,
we hit these real quick. Why your boy Draymond Green stuck on Jordan Poole, man? Did you see this?
Yeah, so I was looking.
Jordan.
Yeah, so my only issue. So apparently, Jordan Poole's, Anthony Poole's father, he said something about the J. So my whole thing is like, yo, you had the whole season to dress Draymond. You ain't dressed that man in private, yo.
Well, he said he avoided them all last year. That's what this I don't know if this is a tweet, a caption, or whatever.
Yeah.
But this is his father. Like, I stand on this. He didn't apologize to me or my wife. He lame, and him and I can meet. He didn't do his spelling good. I think he might be from Milwaukee too. But the point is, he like, man, that's some BS. Why are you talking about my son like that? That was your guy.
Yeah, I think that whole situation is unfortunate. I still want to know who leaked that video, because there's only certain people that they know who leaked the video. They just don't want to. They don't want to reveal it to the public, because there's only certain people in that building that has access to practice anyway. It ain't like any joker. Right. And that was from a phone, so you can. Yo, who was in that building? All right, and I'm sure whoever's in that, sure his cameras in that facility showing the person with the phone that's recording it. That, you know what I'm saying? And so I don't know, the conspiracy theory of me makes me feel like they did that to probably try to get Draymond about the paint, really. Like, because like they ain't really had to come out.
Need Draymond.
Yeah, they need Draymond. Yeah. No, so the person that did it, I think they were trying. I don't think it was Golden State trying to get Draymond out the paint. It was the person, whoever recorded it, was trying to get him out the paint for whatever reason. Because, bro, they got cameras in there that's recording the person that's recording Draymond punching them. You know what I mean? Like, they got cameras, bro.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah.
You can't do nothing in there. If they could see who threw a bottle, they know who was recording. And that probably, when cameras come out, we didn't have this in our generation, but you can tell from worlds. Yes. Yes, right. But when cameras come out, that's only going to embolden somebody. Like, I ain't finna catch no L with no cell phone pointing at me and recording. So that's one piece of news.
Okay.
What you think about Wemby? Did you see any of the highlights or watch the summer league games?
Nah, I'm gonna keep it 100% honest with you. I don't care nothing about the summer league. I almost care less about the summer league than I care about WNBA. I don't care about that at all. So I can't. It's almost as bad, because like at the end of the day, like what, it's like only 99% of these jokers not gonna be in the league, the official league, or something like that.
Yeah.
So I don't watch it. But I think we talked about this before. I think LeBron has just been so good. Like, he made it look too easy, man. Everybody think it's gonna be easy ride for a joker to come up and do what he did. Is not. I don't see anybody doing. I don't think Wemby going. I think Wemby gonna be that dude eventually, but he got to put some weight on. First of all, that joker's mad skinny, and he got to stay healthy.
Yeah, and he got to protect them knees and them legs. If he get to killing me, I'm sweep the leg. They tried to hype him up like he gonna be LeBron, and I'm just so I did catch a couple of his summer league games.
You watched the whole game or the clips?
No, I actually saw some games because they was playing them on ESPN, and I'm like, this dude garbage, man.
You think he garbage? You think he trash?
Yeah, I think he's trash, man. He's not that good. He's 7'5", bro. We expect this of you. Like, you don't have to have talent. You just tall, like, and can hit a three every now and then. You get a chance to see it, but bro, you should be able to shoot over everybody. He was supposed to have been killing, man, and for him to be the number one pick, and for you to try to compare him to LeBron, look at that dunk, bro.
Yo, he barely jumped,
bro. You 7'5".
Yeah. Look how
he barely got off the ground.
He barely jumped. Yeah, that's crazy.
You 7'5", bro. Like, so I think they hyped him up just to get him in the league. But he got to stay healthy, and he ain't gonna be no LeBron. So that's one story. What you think about your boy?
Man,
he asking to be traded again.
I think I'm on record saying this mad times, and I'm definitely on record before he was doing live on the in social media over the last 10 years, 15 years, maybe. I don't know how long this Joker been in the league. That this dude is, I don't trust this dude at all, man. We done seen too many. We got too many references points where this dude shows that he's a choke artist.
Yeah. I think he might find his way being like Allen Iverson and Carmelo Anthony. All of that talent, but because of your ego and your attitude, because you can't deny his talent during the regular season.
Regular season, yeah. I'm about to say, yeah, you got regular season, bro. And games that where he gonna win 4 or 5 games, like he looks nice. If we go to 6 games, 7, 6, 7. Yo, Joker might not show up, yo.
Yeah, and be pouting for one reason or another. Like, you know, he's not giving his all, and man, that's bad business. Like, at some point, teams gonna stop taking that risk on you, bro. Because just like they trying to do Kyrie, you may not stay your whole contract. So that's the NBA. We hitting these real quick because we almost at time. Yeah. Dion, his son bought a brand new Maybach on his NIL money, so that money must be good.
Nah, it's definitely good. It was some athlete that just recently got drafted. Damn, I wish I could recall the name. They made like $5 million off NIL already.
Really?
Yeah. It was it's a football player. They made like $5 million. Maybe it's not 5. It's millions though. It's more than 1 million off NIL already. And they ain't even. They just got drafted.
I wonder if you was at Jackson State with me and Trey been working out, and we've been watching Prime on Prime, where it document his last season at Jackson State, and they had I think his name Isaiah Bolden or something like that. Yeah. But his kids got a whole bunch of exposure while he was down there, and I'm sure they had to get some NIL deals, especially his son, who the quarterback. But
he was the quarterback.
Apparently, that money hit different in Denver if you're going out to get a Maybach. And his dad said, "This ain't none of my money. This ain't my bag. This is his bag."
Nah, we talked about it before because you was saying you would have took the job, but even though I forgot the math on it was what, a 7.
It was a lot. It was
7,
a lot.
7, whatever, how many percentage points raised into what he was. So he was raised like this. He was getting what, 300,000. They offered him 70 million a year. I said, yo, nobody's turning that down. Like, the money hit different. I mean, it's unfortunate with HBCUs, but that's a community problem. Like, Dion, yo, I can't blame a Joker for taking that money. But then on his son, like, so obviously he's playing off when his son getting those type of NIL deals versus when he was in Jackson State, man. It just that, but that's us. Like, we got to support our organization. So when people go to them, they get the bag. Like, it's you know, it's
his son can drive a Maybach in Denver, wherever he at. You're not doing that in Jackson. There's too many people that's hurting for money. That ain't Atlanta. You putting a target on your back with that. You can't do that at Jackson.
I didn't think about it from that perspective. Yeah, like when you doing Jackson State, what, Mississippi, right?
Yeah.
Mississippi struggling, bro.
Yeah. The documentary show they struggling. Like, y'all didn't have no running water. So speaking of struggling, I don't know if we talked about this last time, because this is from July 7th, 2023, but they cutting us, man. It's time to start building our own tables, people. If you ain't indispensable at your job or got job security, you really need to be polishing up your resume if you in corporate America. So you know, like the good deacon is good.
Yeah, I ain't gonna say I'm good, but I'm gonna tell you what, I'm always working and trying to improve. So so I'm going to figure out a way to get it. And I think a lot of times we go back to what I said earlier, what I said 1,000 times on the show. Like, what are you doing with your free time? Like, so I always joke like the Pornhub dream, right? People like, yo. So one is meant to be provocative, right? But it's also like, if you look at the most viewed websites in America, we have the data. Like, a joke would be like, yo, I'm not on Facebook. Facebook is like the third most popular site in the US. You on Facebook, bro? Just stop lying. Like, you know what I'm saying? Embrace that you on Facebook. So the reason I bring up the Pornhub joint is like, yo, it's all the stuff that you can be watching. Even you go to YouTube and just see the most watched videos. It's some BS. And you can learn anything on YouTube. So it's like,
you actually right, bro.
Yeah.
There it is, number 12. I'm assuming 13.
13, 14. Those are all porn sites. 12, 13, 14. So, and scroll up to the number, the top joints. Like, Facebook number 3. And they put Google up there. I don't even consider Google a website, but for whatever reason they consider it a website. You take out Google, the number 1 and number 2 websites is YouTube and Facebook, and then Amazon. So what that shows me that y'all doing on social media
and watching stuff,
social media, and buying stuff you don't want or don't need from Amazon.
Wow. What's DuckDuckGo.com?
That is a website browser, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
They'll probably hide your
hide your data. So it might even be higher. I didn't even think about that, yo. I only look at like the top 15. I never scroll down all the way. But yeah, it's probably even higher than that because y'all be using them things that be hiding your sites and all that.
World Star Made 48, Chatterbait. I remember reading stories about that. I'm just gonna assume because this got an X in it. Xhamster.com.
You assume correctly, I believe.
Yeah.
But the point being is like, all right, you just go to YouTube and just see the top videos is being viewed. You know what people are watching. And all I'm saying is, like, I'm not saying you always should be working, but you should be working more than probably what most people are working. Like, and when I say work, I mean like educating yourself, getting new skills, because at the end of the day, capitalism, and we the last hire and the first to go. So you should be making it hard for them to get rid of you. Like, if you're not going to start your own, you know what I'm saying? Like, make it harder for them to get rid of you. Because at the end of the day, I think every place is at will employment nowadays anyway. So they get rid of you at any given time. But make it hard, make it difficult. Do something with it. And I know jokers don't be working. That's why I said, it's going to be hard for me to go back to working for somebody because I realized jokers are not working.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, yo.
Get you to do the work. And yeah, no, you're right. I feel like a Republican in this old age because I find myself, whenever I have to deal with people, I find myself saying, I see where people is where they at in life. Like, some people ain't giving they all or doing their best. And it's like, man, the world ain't going to accept that. You reap what you sow. You sowing half done, poor attitude, I don't want to do my job type stuff. And it's like, man, this
one of our classmates,
McDonald's. No shade, because I worked at McDonald's, but I did the best I could in my, you know what Martin Luther King say, if you're gonna mop floors, be the best floor mopper that ever lived.
My mother used to say that to me all the time too. So then it was funny, is like one of our classmates, I just spoke to her recently, and she basically the same thing, like, yo, like I feel like a Republican. The more older I get, it's because like, yo, people not, when you really look back and you be honest, yo, you be looking at people, you be like, yo, bro, you ain't doing all you could do. You know what I'm saying?
Or you ain't doing what you supposed to do.
That's the thing.
Just do your job.
Yeah, you ain't doing what you're supposed to do.
Yeah, you just trying to steal money, and life ain't like that. The last thing, if you could share this before we get out of here, because I've had people ask me about this, and this is your boy Chris Johnson. It got like 4 S's because I guess his account been hacked, but he runs the Wealth Squad. And the market has been going up. You flip it historically, and they got websites that'll flip it for you, the chart. It looked like the market is about to have a downward turn based on historical data. So all of the people asking me, oh, what stock should I get in now? I say just sit and wait. There might be some blood in the streets in a couple of months. Right now, everything is rolling, and this is when people get greedy, and then you start missing out. And plus, the name of the game is buy low, sell high. If you ain't got nothing to sell right now, you definitely shouldn't be buying because ain't nothing really low right now. That's it. That's your candy.
That's it, man. All right, so who doing the prayer? DMX prayer. So let's shout out DMX, RP DMX. He's the type of joker that will give you all the debauchery, but then he'll pray at the end. You know what I'm saying?
Look, one thing they'll never be able to say about DMX, and I rock with this, was you can't say he never told you about God, about Jesus, or what he did for him and how he needed him. I think God and ain't no think to it. God want a humble spirit that knows that you need him. You don't need him because you think you perfect. Go ahead and do it your way. He don't want that arrogance. And I think as human as DMX was, he did show us on each album. He had his prayer after he talked about murdering your daughter because you
think
didn't
I'm playing? Do you land somewhere junkyard decaying? Mom at home praying, come home, but you not. You sitting up in the trunk starting to rock. Hell is hot. I said, yo, that's crazy, bro. He talked about just. Yeah. Go ahead, bro. Take us out of the prayer.
It was different. All right. Heavenly Father, we just come to you. Thank you for being who you are. Thank you for allowing us to be your children, your creation. Thank you for your grace and mercy and your patience with your creation that sometimes don't acknowledge you or do the complete opposite, Lord. We just thank you for this platform. We thank you for our relationship. We thank you for the education which you allowed us to achieve, to be able to understand and decipher some things and then to share it with those of our listeners. We just pray that you bless this podcast, bless us individually and collectively. In your son, Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. And that's it.
Don't quit. You're almost there.
You're almost there. Yeah, that's a message. Yeah. That was a message for you, bro. How do I end this joint? I don't even know how to end it. Oh, here it is.
I can't end it because you cut my access.
All right, everybody. You know, it's the same. You know, spread the word if you like.
We ain't had no banners today. You knew I didn't have access to nothing. Yeah. It was our website, Pimpin' Niggas.
Got you, yo. All right. So, it's already on YouTube. So, yeah, everybody, we ain't have it together today, but next week we have it better, hopefully. We'll see y'all next week. Thanks for the rewatches because the other one that makes the numbers go up anyway. All right, peace.